Welcome back to the Rise and Grind Workshop. If you're new here, my name is Ryan, and I am super excited to share with you guys today's unboxing. The amazing team over at ComMarker was gracious enough to send out their brand new Omni X. This is going to be a UV laser that can do 3D internal glass engraving. It's going to have smart image optimization as well as remote control functionality. And as you can tell by the front of the box here, this is going to be a fully enclosed unit. And just in case you're wondering, yes, this is a UV laser, and this is an upgraded version of the Omni 1. We've already done a review on that, and I'll have a link to that down below as well. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the entire process of getting this thing unboxed. I'm going to show you how to set it up, get it hooked up to Lightburn, and then we're going to run it through some of the paces, and I'll do a quick overview on this unit. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Now, we've unboxed a lot of laser engravers here at the Rise and Grind Workshop, and one of the things that really impresses me with ComMarker is their attention to detail. Take a look at how they've packaged everything in here. It comes in all their own individual boxes, and everything is clearly labeled. So now that we have all the components laid out on the table, a lot of people are nervous about assembling one of these machines, but ComMarker provides this nice color manual. And if you guys have assembled any type of a galvo head laser, these are very simple. So right now, I'm going to walk you through the process. The first thing I want you to do is go ahead and find your accessory kit box, and inside of that box are going to be the 4 screws that you can mount the column to the base. Now, just because I have experience assembling one of these, this is the column riser plate, and that's going to get mounted right here on the column. It's going to be much easier for me to go ahead and attach this prior to attaching the column to the base. So let's go ahead and do that first, and then we will mount the column to the base. Go ahead and insert your first mounting screw into the column, and then we're going to take the base, and we're going to get that started real quick like this. Let's go ahead and grab our second mounting screw. Leave everything kind of loose, don't snug it up, that way you can get all of these started without cross-threading. Now, each one of these Allen head bolts did come with some blue Loctite, so just go ahead and give it a good snug, but don't strip them out. Now let's go ahead and set the column onto the base. And just like the Allen bolts for the column bracket, these do have some blue Loctite. Let's go ahead and get those started. Now with the column installed, it's time to move on to the laser source, and that's going to rest right here on this bracket. You're going to see a lot of different holes here. You're going to pay attention to the 4 non-tapped holes. In the past, these brackets have had channels that could let you slide that laser source back and forth. Here, it can only mount in one position. You're going to pay attention to these 2 and these 2, and those are going to correspond to these threaded holes right here on the laser source. Again, this is a little difficult to get installed, so just take your time. You really don't want to cross-thread any of these screws. Once you're good to go, you can snug all 4 up. And I like to go cat-a-corner when I'm tightening these down. Now you have your laser source installed. Now we're on the back side of the Omni X. We need to attach all the cables from the base up here to the laser source. All of these have a different connector, so there's only one way these can go in. This part is pretty self-explanatory. This is what it should look like completed. Now let's go ahead and grab our lift motor cable, and on the bottom, on the inside of the column, that's where you're going to plug this in. Can only go in one way. It should go in nice and smooth, and then go ahead and put the locking ring on. We're now getting ready to install the back panel or the cover. Let's go ahead and find these plastic handles right here. Make sure you get the orientation right, and you're just going to go ahead and press these into this case. Just give it a little love tap like that, and it should pop right in. With those handles installed, that's now going to allow you to be able to grab this case and get that installed. So the way this cover is going to mount, you're going to notice 4 small threaded holes on both sides of the base. And over here on the bottom of the cover, you're going to have 4 of those exact same holes. We are going to slide that cover over the top of the Omni X, and then we're going to use the supplied hardware and secure that. Once you have this cover set on the base, go ahead and start to use the supplied bolts, and there's going to be a total of 12 of these. So now that we're down to the last bolt, I'm gonna be perfectly transparent. I had a pretty difficult time trying to get all of these bolts started on my own. I ended up going inside and having my wife come out, and she was able to press down on the top side of this case, and that really made getting those bolts started much simpler. So I would highly recommend, if possible, have a helper on this portion. Now that we've got the case installed, let's move around to the backside and get the rest of the cables plugged in. Looking at the backside of this Omni X, you're gonna have a lot of different options. You're gonna have a lift motor, an extension, a rotary, a safety door, the light, cooling fan, exhaust fan, and a foot pedal switch, along with your main power supply and a data cable. Now inside of the accessory box, you're gonna find an LED light, and it has some double-sided tape on the backside. Let's go ahead and get that plugged in. So for now, that's all we're plugging into the backside. Let's keep moving along. Now on the back side of the cover, you're gonna notice this large opening with 4 holes on the outside. You have 2 options. If you have your own external exhaust system set up, you can go ahead and install this little rubber port, and then you could attach your fume hose inside of this little rubber port. If you don't have that, they do provide you with an exhaust fan and the proper hardware to get that little exhaust fan installed on the backside. Since we do have some fume extractors here in the workshop, we're just gonna go ahead and plug that hole with this little rubber port for now. We are making great progress. The last step is going to be getting this front cover installed. Go ahead and locate the handle in one of the boxes. The hardware is inside of that box. And don't forget to remove the clear protective plastic on this cover. Don't forget to remove the inside as well. Now let's go ahead and get the handle installed. Now you'll notice on both sides of the cover, we have 2 holes right here, and those will correspond right here on both sides of the cover. This is spring activated. Now let's go ahead and get this cover installed, and once again, this is gonna be much easier with 2 people. I'm gonna go ahead and hold this up in position, and I will let my wife go ahead and get the bolts started. Now let's go ahead and see how this works. Wow, that is nice and smooth. No binding, up and down, very cool. Now that we have our Omni X fully assembled and all of our cable management ran, we've now set this unit right next to the original Omni 1. That way you can kind of get a size comparison. And speaking of size, let me go ahead and give you an overall dimension now that we have it unboxed. The overall height is going to be 27 inches. Your depth is going to be 20 inches. And the width is just over 12 inches. Both the Omni X and Omni 1 are compatible with both Mac or Windows operating systems. For today, I'm going to show you how to get this set up in Lightburn software, and we're going to be using a Windows-based PC. Not only can you use Lightburn, the Omni X is going to come with a ComMarker Studio, and I'm also going to quickly show you how you get that set up and installed, so you will have the choice of using the ComMarker Studio, or if you're familiar with Lightburn, you could use that option as well. So the first thing I always recommend, take the USB thumb drive provided from ComMarker and drag all those contents onto your desktop. We are now inside of that USB thumb drive, and in order to use the ComMarker Studio software, go ahead and double click on the software 70 through 150. You should see 2 different drivers. You have a Cypress driver installer, and then you have a 64-bit installer right here. Just go ahead and install each one of these drivers. In the interest of time, we've already installed the drivers. It's a very straightforward process. You should have 0 issues. Once both drivers are installed, navigate back to the thumb drive, and you're going to locate the ComMarker Studio. This is the ComMarker installation file, and once again, just follow the on-screen instructions. We've already done that. That will create a desktop icon. Go ahead and double click on the ComMarker Studio, give it permission, and it's going to load the ComMarker Studio. Once you open up the ComMarker Studio, over here on the right-hand side, you're going to see the laser device says UV, and to the right of that, that says connected. You are now connected to the ComMarker software. I'm now going to walk you through the process of getting your Lightburn software connected to the Omni X. Then we're going to go ahead and run some demonstrations in both the ComMarker Studio and Lightburn as well. All right, let's go ahead and get the Omni X connected to the Lightburn software. We are using the Lightburn 2.0. So go ahead and navigate to the bottom right-hand side and click on your devices. And we're going to use Find My Laser, and then we will select Next. If everything is plugged in correctly, your Lightburn should automatically find the Omni X, which it did right here, this BSL fiber. For right now, let's go ahead and hit Add Device. Now, in the past, this is where you would import your configuration file. For this version of Lightburn and the Omni X, we're going to go ahead and just click Next and skip that. And then we're going to go ahead and come down here to the X-axis length, and we're going to put in 70. And then for the Y-axis, we're going to put 70. And now's your opportunity to change that BSL fiber to your own name. We're going to call this the Omni X. Let's go ahead and click Next. And then we're going to hit Finish. And last but not least, let's go ahead and click OK. Now go ahead and look to the right of the devices, and you're going to find that drop-down tab. And let's go ahead and select the laser we just connected, which is our Omni X. Now we're going to come over to the device settings. The first setting that you should make a change on is the door protect. Right now, this is on none. Go ahead and change that to 1. Now let's look over here on the right-hand side. Under laser type, let's go ahead and change that to UV. And then our max frequency, we want to change that to 200, and we're going to leave the minimum at 20. Then we're going to scroll to the bottom at the UV minimum and max pulse. We're going to leave the minimum at 1, and we're going to change the max to 50. And then we're going to go ahead and go back over to our Galvo basic settings. And over here on Galvo 2, let's go ahead and make the Galvo 2 the X-axis. Let's go ahead and click OK. And your Omni X is now connected and configured for Lightburn. Now that we have the ComMarker Studio software installed and the Omni X connected to that as well as Lightburn, I do want to make a quick clarification. The 3D engraving feature on the Omni X is only going to work with the ComMarker Studio software. So we will be demonstrating the 3D engraving capabilities in our next video on the ComMarker Studio software. The Lightburn software will still control the Omni X, but that's going to be all of your surface engraving. The Omni 1, as of this video, will only be working with Lightburn, and right now the Omni 1 is not compatible with the ComMarker Studio. ComMarker was also gracious enough to send us the slide extension attachment for the Omni X, as well as this R5 multi-function rotary. So we're going to get these all set up, and I'm going to do an entire video on that. So as of right now, you're going to get 2 additional videos. This was our basic setup and overview. The second video, I'm going to go ahead and get these all set up and show you how these operate. And then for our third video, we're really going to take a deep dive into the Omni X. Now that I have those few topics clarified, I am not going to leave you guys hanging. Anytime I connect a new laser source to our software, I do like to run a couple tests to make sure everything is functioning as it should. Let's get the camera repositioned, and we're going to run some tests on the Omni X. If you've ever engraved black acrylic before, you know what a challenge that can be. That is crispy clean, nice smooth surface, no melting of the acrylic. That's the power of a UV laser. So a UV laser is oftentimes called a cold engraving laser, and as you can tell, if you have any experience laser engraving leatherette, it likes to leave a lot of soot on that material. But take a look at that. That 5-watt UV did a fantastic job, high detail, super fast, and there's no cleanup. That's incredible. So we just ran a flood fill on this aluminum business card, and that turned out amazing as well. So if you're in the market for a Galvo head style laser, ComMarker has 2 great options in the UV laser source. That's going to be the original Omni 1, which is sitting next to the Omni X. But if you're looking for 3D image capabilities, that's why you'd want to pick up the Omni X. Now, as much as I would love to do a bunch of 3D engraving, this video's gone on pretty long, and I really just wanted to show people how to get this thing unboxed, how to set it up and connect it to the software, considering there's a new software available, the ComMarker Studio, and it was a little bit different process inside of Lightburn. I ran a couple tests on some common materials, which was the leatherette, the black acrylic, as well as an anodized aluminum business card. Of course, you guys probably already knew this would handle that very well. In my next video, I'm going to take a deep dive into the 3D engraving process. So once again, I want to give a big thank you to ComMarker for sending this unit out to us to test. We are very impressed with it so far, and again, we're going to be taking a much deeper dive. And as always, if you guys want to save 5% on your ComMarker units, I will have a discount code available down below, and that's going to be RISENGRIND. And again, if you guys have any additional questions or comments about the new Omni X, drop those down below. Thanks a lot. We'll catch you guys on the next video.